chat's complaining, so maybe they're not listening either.
Oh no, it was on. It was on. Okay, good.
Okay, good. Whew.
And hold on. All right, here we go. Welcome to game 2 of our best of 3 series between Scaphism and Moejong. And this is going to be on the map King or King Callum. A new map, spawn on the top right side. He's red, he's Zerg, he is Moejong.
And at the top right side of KK, we have the pink Terran player. It is Scaphism or Scaphism. I think we're going to go Scaphism. I think that makes more sense. Scaphism.
Yep. The pink Terran player taking game 1 in convincing fashion. Now, let's talk about this map a little bit, because I don't actually know much about this map. Well, it is a 4-player map for starters, and both these players have started in close spawn positions. In fact, we have Moejong scout in the right direction also. Interestingly enough, it's kind of interesting that he's bringing his Overlord this direction, because there's no cliff for him to take advantage of. And, wow, this map is actually really dark. Kind of makes it hard to see.
It is hard to see out there in the fog of war, which I guess makes sense. It should be, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, so the natural, obviously, very easy. Pretty easy, normal third base to take for Terran as well. Probably don't want to take that one moving closer to the Terran player if you're the Zerg, but...
Yeah.
Third base also fairly accessible for the Zerg players.
And keep in mind that it is a third mineral also.
It's only mineral, yeah.
Yeah, and also not just that, but there's only 6 mineral patches too, so it's really more of a half base than anything. The natural has, let's see, it's got 7 mineral patches. The main should have 9 as compensation for that.
And it does.
It does. Interestingly enough, you have this base here in the middle. I think it might have 8 mineral patches. Yeah, it does indeed. So what Zerg will probably most likely want to do in this game is expand towards the bottom left side and take that base instead, get some lurkers in the top of that ramp, and safely, slowly take the natural base of the bottom left side. Now our Terran player here is going to be opting for a quick factory build. Our Zerg player did see the gas though, so what Zerg can do is just play this safe. Maybe you know, he's got to suspect a few things. It's gonna be either maybe like a lurker, not a lurker, sorry, a vulture run by, or even maybe something like a quick wraith build. Both of those could be countered by a nice little block at the front with some Zerg E-bays, evolution chambers, and some Hydralisk. Or you could go for mutas too. They're both quite good options for both those builds. But we're gonna see what build Scaphism goes for.
Alright, so throw down the command center again, ready to take that on down into the natural as soon as it is ready to go. Hatchery has popped up for our Zerg player, 2 bases now to officially 1 base, soon to be 2 base by Scaphism. And tech choices, oh, a vulture on the way out of that factory for our friend Scaphism. Okay, interesting to see that for the harassment.
Yeah, and it's 2-port wraiths! Okay.
Oh, you called it. There we go.
Yeah, now, here's the thing about 2-port wraiths that I don't like. I think in this version of Starbow, if you're opting for an RL command center, you don't want to go for 2 starports. You just want to go for 1 starport, because 2 starports is just way too much gas. Now, with the little tech lab, the tech lab mechanic is going to let you get those wraiths out and cloak a lot more quickly. But you simply don't have the gas required, or you don't have enough gas to support 2-port wraiths, and with RL command centers popping in some overcharge on the top of them.
Can vultures attack while moving?
Yep, they could. They sure can.
Oh, very
They have
nice.
a 0 attack point, so they can.
Gotcha.
Yep, there's no delay. They're one of the smoothest units in the game. In fact, they're my most favorite unit in the game. And good blocks here. And the vulture is simply not sleek and shiny and skinny enough to get through here. Might be an American. Just kidding. Oh, he's gonna slip through. Ooh.
No, the lings pop out, chase him away. Again, shooting while moving, just fantastic for that Volk. Keeps them alive so much longer than I would expect if they had to stop and shoot. So, well played there. It does actually end up dead, though. Running across. Yeah, the Vulture does get killed by those lings, but here come the first wraiths heading on out across the map. Gonna try to kill them. A lot of units on the ground and the air. Wraiths are fantastic, especially with that cloak ability. Do you expect to see cloak in the future for these wraiths?
I do. I definitely do. The question is,
right,
what will Moejong go for? Because he's got some Hydras on the way. Now, this is definitely a good position, a good timing to get some cloak, but he doesn't have a tech lab. He doesn't have a tech lab on any of his star points.
Oh, you're right. No intent at all to actually go for that cloak ability and try to take down this Hydra, making use of the high ground to kind of force the Hydras away. Oh, and actually, there we go, sniping down an Overlord as well. These wraiths are doing a good job paying for themselves.
Yeah.
And actually killed a number of workers. 4 total drones have died during the harassment so far. And they decide to head back on out, regroup, might come back in for another swing by.
Yeah, and what I love about Wraiths is just how smooth and fast they are. They also have 0 attack points, so they're very microable. There's no delay when you attack. The hit and run tactics are definitely there. And it's not like a Phoenix in StarCraft 2 where it just kind of auto attacks for you. There's definitely some skill involved in here. And he's gonna pick off some more drones, gonna back out here. Oh, the Hydras! Oh, that SimCity's working against those Hydras.
It is. The Hydras having to go all the way around. The Wraiths get a couple more kills as they swing on up into the natural. Workers are dying left and right. The anti-air is just not here in the main. Overlord's getting killed. Not quite supply blocked yet. The Hydra is coming in. They're a little bit too slow, though. A couple drone kills before the escape, and yes, the Wraiths pop on out now. 2 more Wraiths in production. We are going for so many raids right now for Scaphism.
Yeah, and you know, I really do like the strategy a lot, considering that how close they are in spawn positions for air. I mean, really, typically you kind of see Terran being the one on the back foot, defending against mutas, but now we have Scaphism basically turning the tables and, you know, bringing the fight to him. At the same time, we have another Wraith in the main base, 2 more Wraiths incoming. He also did drop some SCVs to repair these Wraiths. And also keep in mind, these Hydras don't have speed.
Yeah, these Hydras are slow. Their reaction time is not very good. They might be able to catch, nope, reaction time good from the Rays, getting them out of there before their Hydras can take them down. But man, so many drones have died. 8 drones have died now. It is 16 to 20 Harvesters in favor of Scaphism in a very good spot. Hasn't actually, oh, not actually taking a natural. Gonna go 1 base, 2 port Wraith here and just try to win off 1 base. Is that what you expect to see here?
Ooh, actually throws in a command server right as you say that.
Oh,
but,
no.
no, that's not. That's definitely a pretty good assumption though, because the thing is, typically what Terrans will do is they'll transition over into about 2 more Raxes, and just go 3 Raxes, 1 battery, and just push.
Yeah, it makes sense. Just deal with the stuff on the ground, deal with these Hydras with those Rax units. But man, so look at this. Enough Wraiths to one-shot drones essentially with this ball. They stack up. And wow, just amazing play here by Scaphism. Moejong doesn't know quite what to do. The Hydras are here, but like you said, they're slow. He's now upgrading to a lair. Yep, upgrading to the lair. And might make a push out with Hydras or Lurkers based on the build that he sees our Terran player going. What would you think about that?
Well, let's see. Well, Terran's dropping down the extra Raxes, but he's also got a command center. That's going to delay his attack from coming. Moejong's teching up, so that's a little bit in his favor, but what will he actually do with the Lair tech? I think he might just be going for Hydra upgrades. I think that's Lair tech, it's accessible through Lair tech, right?
Fair enough, yeah.
So, because the thing is, he could go for Spire, but at this point, Mutas is kind of a bad position to go for, a bad tech choice. Because the Wraiths outnumber the Mutas. Now, Mutas are good units against Wraiths because they are considered light units, so they will take very little damage against the Wraiths. He could go for Scourge, but at this point, there's just way too many Wraiths on the map right now that I don't think any Scourges are really going to deal any real damage to the Wraiths. So I think Hydras. Just sticking to Hydras and getting the upgrades.
And actually morphing into a Lurker Den is the Hydralisk Den right now, so maybe he is going to try to go for those Lurkers and those Hydras for the anti-air and the anti-ground. Man, Wraiths being so annoying. This is a lot of Lurkers, though, on the map. Looking at the units tab, he's up to 23 Lurkers against 6 Wraiths and 15 Marines. Yeah. So actually, Moejong doing a better job than I thought in all this harassment. Back up to 20 Harvesters, 25 for the Terran player. Keeping things going, even losing all those drones, and might be able to be in a position to push here just in a couple minutes based on this Lurker Den.
Yeah, Hydra Lurker definitely a viable composition in TZ, especially against this composition. We don't actually have any Siege Tanks out, so Lurkers would especially be great in this. And looks like he might be gearing up for a push pretty soon, though. Looks like Stim is complete.
8 more Lurkers in production. Yeah, Stim is complete, getting a few medics out there as well, but man, look at this Hydra ball. It is big. More are on the way as well. Probably going to morph the Lurkers at the front door and just start laying siege to Scaphism's natural. The Wraith harass was good, but I'm just not sure how we're going to do. Here we come right on in. The Hydra is just attacking, not even bothering to morph into Lurkers at all, and that's enough to actually to get cleaned up by these Marines with Stim, stimming forward, attacking the retreating Hydralisks. Numbers are being lost, but the rest of them are going to escape with little incident.
You know, I really don't like that engagement because considering how the Hydras attacked into that, they kind of came at an angle that just wasn't optimal for the Zerg player. And yes, you're right. I do think that he should have worked in some Lurkers. Lurkers are definitely the answer at this point in the game. Now the push is coming for Scaphism, but there were a lot of Lurkers, Hydra reinforcements, and we have 2 Lurkers on the way. The question is, can he defend this third base? And does the Terran opponent know about it? Yes, he does, and he's going to gear up for a push towards that third base.
Yeah, doing a good job with the game sense, recognizing there's probably a base there by now. I'm going to go ahead and try to kill it and keep this Zerg player on 2 bases. The Hydras are ready to go. We're morphing in a single Lurker. Where is that Lurker being morphed in? There he is. He has just popped out 2 more on the way. There are those 2 eggs. But I think he's going to lose the 3rd before he can actually get in position to save it. It's going to be very, very close.
Yeah, I agree. He's reacting now, but that Hydra, that hatchery is going down, and
Yep,
that's it.
hatchery.
That's it.
Hatchery does fall. Again, just pure Hydra trying to take care of these Marines.
Oh, a great
with
concave.
the medic support. Oh, good concave, but man, still not a very, very comfortable position for those Hydras to be in. They back out. Losing that 3rd really hurt a lot. Immediately trying to replant it. There we go. There's the hatchery in the production tab. More medics, more Marines, more upgrades coming out for Scaphism. Just playing this. Lurkers are in position at the 3rd base, and Scaphism says, I have done enough good in the day. I'm going to head back home. Maybe make some defense against the Lurker attacks that I'm pretty sure are coming. And actually, do they pick up a Lurker? Yeah, they killed a Lurker that was in the middle of nowhere there. Unfortunate rally point, I think, there, or attack move by our Zerg player. And both players retreat to the safety of their own bases. A couple of Rays trying to harass this 3rd, but not really going to be able to do much except kill a couple of workers.
I kind of wonder if Eruptors would have been a solution in this game, considering that Eruptors are great against Wraiths. They're also burrowed, forcing Terran to have to scan to even deal with the Eruptors. But I think in a one-on-one fight, Eruptor would take down a Wraith. And looks like our Zerg player here, Moejong, is gearing up for another attack. Question is, can he get a nice concave? Because that's really what he needs at this point in the game. He also needs some Lurkers here, and that's a bad concave, exactly what he doesn't want. And Lurkers, not in the best position. Marines moving out. Siege tank is out in the way. And keep in mind, siege tanks do outrange Lurkers. 2 bunkers here. I don't think Moejong should be attacking.
No, he's doing what he can. The Lurkers at the back doing a little bit of damage. Both the bunkers do fall. Hydras at the front tanking all this damage. Sniping down the tank. Good micro there.
Oh man,
by
he's actually
Moejong.
taking.
And is he going to take down the rest of these Marines? He is. The final Marines are going to fall. The Hydra is going to kill all these medics as well. Got to snipe down that tank as soon as he can, though. The tank decides to back out very intelligently, moving the Lurkers up to a closer siege position to this natural. The scan comes down, though. The tank immediately massacres one of those Lurkers. One is left in the back. And are we going to be able to kill it before the scan wears off? No, we are not. More Hydras reinforcing across the map here. This is a tough position for Scaphism to be in, but I don't know that Moejong has the game in the bag quite yet.
Yeah, and oh, that Lurker egg is going to die. Oh, so close. But he's got 2 Lurkers now. 2 Lurkers are the magic number against Marines.
Indeed, those 2 Lurkers doing a ton of damage from range. Like you said, they don't outrange tanks, but I don't actually see any at the front here, so they're going to be in a very good position to just slowly push on towards this natural. There are a lot of medics here, but you can't really heal through Lurker spines that effectively.
Yeah, exactly. And also, now he's stabilized. Moejong has stabilized. He's got the 3rd base. And, oh, nice scan here. Nice pick off. Gonna target down these Lurkers.
Yes, does target down the Lurker. 4 more in production, but they're not quite ready yet. The Marines trying to stim down these eggs and kill them as fast as they can, but they have so much armor. The Lurker's burrowing down. 1 does die. The scan comes up as well, targeting down the Lurkers. 2 of them.
Big hits!
Huge hits on those Lurkers. 1 is left. It's enough to chase these guys back, but Scaphism has to feel really good about the way he engaged there.
Yeah, and that's a lot of medics at this point in the game that he doesn't need. If only half those medics are Marines, I think he might be able to stabilize. But I think Moejong is starting to climb ahead here. Now, you might be thinking, oh, but they're equal in supply. But if you're in equal supply with your Zerg opponent, it probably might favor your Zerg opponent. Also, keep in mind, Hydras in this game only cost 1 supply instead of 2 as they do in StarCraft 2. So, one thing to take into consideration.
For sure, Hydra is much more viable in Starbow just because of that small change. I remember when roaches were 1 supply back in the early beta of Wings of Liberty, and
2 armor.
Pretty much you can make, yeah, and the 2 armor. You pretty much just max those and kill anything, no matter what matchup, no matter where you were. And Blizzard said, no, we're going to change that.
Yeah.
All right, so the scan is up. Going to move on in with the Marines. No, just kind of scouting out what's at his front door. Not choosing to actually move in yet. Lurkers again, just pushing ever so much more closely to that natural. And more lurkers in production, getting an evolution chamber, increasing that missile attack upgrade for both the lurkers and the hydras. Moejong doing a great job with this contain. There is no way Scaphism is going to be able to take a third base anytime soon. And it's just going to be a slow push at this point, depending on how well those science vessels can do with that irradiate ability and what choices Moejong makes.
Yeah,
and here comes the push.
Big attack coming
in.
And the science vessels don't have irradiate. Uh-oh, but I think that's just too many Marines now. And the lurkers weren't in range to deal enough damage, and that's it. Scaphism handily takes it. And that's terrible for Moejong. I'm actually really surprised.
That was very, very sad. After I talk about how strong the position is there of the Zerg player at that second base, immediately Scaphism just wrecks it with a ton of Marines and a scan coming across the board now. There are lurkers morphing hydras on the way as well, but I'm not sure how well this is going to go for our Zerg player.
Yeah, and actually, I think the reason why that was such a convincing victory for Scaphism is because he's got the 1-1 upgrades. And our Zerg opponent here, our Zerg Moejong, doesn't actually have any upgrades. And now we have science vessels out. Those lurkers are good as dead.
Yep, lurkers immediately get killed by those stim marines. More hydras reinforcing from the left side though, but the casualties are huge on the Zerg player's side. The marines, there are not many of them left, but being supported by those medics, by these science vessels, and yeah, all these hydras are going to die. It's going to be very close, very few marines left, but that is it. That army is cleaned up. And yeah, the Marines stimming on in across the map, trying to join their brethren. They're going to try to go ahead and take this third base. I have to imagine the defenses at the third are fairly thin. It is 37 to 35 harvesters, but 53 to 96 supplies. Scaphism playing so strongly right now, taking that third base. And yep, Marines coming right on in. There's a single Hydralisk here. This base is going to die, being focused down immediately by Scaphism. Burns down very quickly, trying to kill workers at the same time. Hatching Hydralisks die. Their bodies falling to the ground. That is it for this third, and I think that is it for Mo's chances.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I think one of the biggest issues in this game for Moejong is he was on Lurtech for so long, and he had an option. He had the chance to take it to get a hive and possibly get to fighters. I think that's the unit that he would have needed in this point in the game. But unfortunately, GG, well played, called by Moejong, and Scaphism takes it.
Moejong with a little salt on the way out of the game there. Always fun to see.